Hi, my name is John McLucky and I'm a very lucky, very blessed QHHT Level 3 certified practitioner, and I just want to talk about the session that I had with this beautiful client. Such a beautiful, genuine, caring soul. When I was talking to her, she was very much, from what I could gather, consciously, she was very much a first-timer soul down here on earth. She just felt so many emotions on such an extreme scale, and the doctors were trying to give her medication for it, but she was just, everything that she felt was just at the extremes. She wanted answers into why she felt like that and what made her soul story up. So in her QHHT session, under hypnosis, she actually went back in time to when she was a blue being, and she very much had these like antennas on top of her, and there was thousands of them, and they all looked exactly the same, and she was busy in there. She was really, really busy, and I said, "Why are you so busy?" And she said, "We're on a mission. We're all on a mission, and we're so blessed and we're so grateful to do this." And I said, "Well, what's the mission?" And she kept on saying how important it was. And she was actually one of the designers or one of the engineers of putting Earth together. And they were doing it for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And it was really interesting because she was only doing her little piece of the bigger puzzle. And she said everybody does their little piece, and everybody's so happy, and if everybody does their little piece, well then the bigger picture is so much easier, which makes so much sense. And everybody was on the same boat, everybody had the same goal. And so I asked her how it actually happened, and she said that they just created it, and what they do is they very much experiment with other planets, and they see what works and what doesn't work, and it's forever evolving. And then what happened with Earth, it got to a point where they could, when it was cooling down, they could start introducing microorganisms, and then they created plants, and then it created animals. And then we went to an important day, and she was so sad. She was just absolutely devastated, and all of them were just really down, really, really, really deep. And she was bawling her eyes out, and she was saying it wasn't supposed to be like this. What we had planned was just so beautiful and so magnificent, and the humans aren't supposed to be doing this. Why are they doing this? From their perspective, they couldn't see why the humans were wrecking the planet. They just couldn't see it. And they felt really, really lost, and they felt so lost that they just wanted to give up. They felt absolutely helpless. And then, so I wanted to find out what happened after that, so I moved on to another important day, and it was like a long time after, and she had a little smile on her face, and she said, "It isn't as bad as what we thought." She said some of them are actually listening to us, because what's happened is we actually sent messages down there because we couldn't physically go down there. So we've sent messages down there, and some people are actually open to these messages, and they're actually listening to what we're asking them to do, and it's slowly changing the vibration back. She said we're a long, long, long way away from it, but it's slowly going back. But she said a very key thing. She said, "But there's hope for us." And then what happened is I moved to another important day, and that was very much where they adapted and they moved with the vibration, and it was her last day on that particular experience, and she was very, very happy with what she did, and the new souls were coming in and taking over her place, and there was a couple of others, and that they very much joined a team. But then she realized in her subconscious said after when I was wrapping it all up, that the new way of doing things was they can actually come down, take a physical human form, and come down here and raise the vibration themselves, how they're doing it. And they don't even have to do anything, it's just being them. It just naturally comes from inside and it ripples out. And a lot of them are so connected, but the human experience, the human part of them is finding it so hard. And she was very, very honest in the session, and she was crying her eyes out, and she was just expressing, her human side was expressing to her subconscious how actually hard it was and how hard it is down here feeling the human emotions. And her subconscious said that's basically part of the deal, that's part of the experience, is the human part of us is here to feel human emotions. And because she's never felt them before, she is feeling them so extreme that it's so weird to her on a soul basis that it's really unfamiliar to her, and it's really, really hard. But then when she's really, really up, she's really, really up. And it just put a whole new total perspective on her whole life. And there are so many people out there that are feeling like that. Sometimes the doctors call them bipolar. They give them a label so then they can give them medication. All it is just people feeling emotions at a very, very extreme level. And sometimes there's reasons why. And this lady's definitely found out why. She's very much here on her mission, and it's just given her a whole total new perspective on who she actually is from the inside out. And it was just such a beautiful session. And so if you're ever interested in having a QHHT session and finding out your soul history, maybe your soul's future, maybe a parallel life, just the bigger picture of you on such a macro level, then feel free to get hold of me. Or find a facilitator that you really, really resonate with, that knows what they're doing and takes this stuff seriously, because even though it's so much fun, it can be really, really serious as well. So if you are interested, feel free to jump on my website. I'll put the website along the bottom here, and feel free to get in contact with me. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you have. So thank you so much for listening.